Good morning. Good morning to everyone who is joining us today. We are very happy that our fans of the Czech Republic are once again happy and eager to learn a little bit more about the destination. My name is Michaela Claudino, and I'm the Director of Czech Tourism. And today, along with my partners from the Czech Republic, we will present the beautiful region of Vysocina. So when we say that the Czech Republic is in the heart of Europe, when we talk about the region called Vysocina, we want to say that that region is really in the heart of the Czech Republic. So welcome once again. And before we start the presentations, I would like to take this opportunity to present all the wonderful people who are joining us today, actually mostly from the Czech Republic. So let me start with all the ladies. So I would like to welcome Ms. Olga Kenigová, who's the head of Czech of Vysocina Tourism, and who heads the marketing for the region. Welcome.
Hello.
I would like to welcome Ms. Victoria Vela, who is the manager for Vysocina Tourism and who will be doing the presentation on behalf of the destination.
Hello.
Then I would like to welcome Ms. Karolina Kasperová, who's the marketing manager for Chateau Herálec. Welcome. The next lady is Ms. Eliška Rodová, who's the sales manager for a beautiful Chateau Třešť. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
And last but not least, we have Mr. Benoit Milord, who's the Chief Marketing or Chief Strategy Officer for the Castle Žďár. So welcome, everybody. It's great to have you, and thank you again for joining us all the way from the Czech Republic in the late afternoon of this Thursday. So as I mentioned before, we will be talking about the Vysocina region, and we will be talking about some beautiful properties that are actually castles and chateaus where you can have your clients, spend a few marvelous days. So I will start with the basic destination presentation. Many of you have seen it before. Many of you know it by now. So I feel like I should do a quiz rather than a presentation, but I will go over the slides nevertheless. So as you know, Czech Republic, or Czechia, as it's called right now, is in the heart of Europe, or call it. We're part of the Schengen zone, members of the European Union, quite a small country, roughly the size of South Carolina, population a little over 10 million people. We're not using the euro yet. We're still using the Czech crown. Approximately the exchange rate for the US dollar is a little bit less than 24 crowns, about 22 crowns right now. Very safe country. We typically rank among 10 safest countries in the world. Greatly accessible. I will talk about flights from the US in a little bit, but you can pretty much fly anywhere in Europe, and then it's a short fly to Prague. So I always say Prague is within 2 hours from all the major European capitals by plane. English is widely spoken, but Czech is the national language, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. Those of you who have been participating in the webinars know that I have a little peculiar, always mention about Central and Eastern Europe. So I always stress the fact that we are in Central Europe. And now when Rick Steves really sealed it with his article about moving, the countries officially to Central Europe, we're very happy about it. So when you look at the geography, the history and everything, we really belong to Central Europe. So sell it as Central Europe, it will make us happy. When it comes to the US market, it's one of the most important for the Czech Republic. It's definitely the strongest overseas market. Last year, we had about 400,000 visitors from the US alone. And only 3 markets, which are the neighboring countries, were a little stronger, which was Germany, Poland, and Slovakia. We are not where we were in 2019 when it comes to the numbers, but heading back there very fast, and we hope to bump up the numbers, especially with your help and with you, learning a little bit more about the destination and sending your clients. I mentioned before that the connectivity is pretty good, and in addition to all the major airline carriers flying to Europe, you can also use a non-stop flight on Delta, which started actually on May 8th and will continue through September. So this is a seasonal flight. It's a daily nonstop flight out of JFK to Prague. And also a new carrier, Iceland Air, introduced new flights, not direct flights, but good flights from Keflavik to Prague as of June 1st. So there are very good connections to the US as well. So those of you who are looking for maybe a little bit more affordable flights should look into Iceland Air as well. And I also talked a little bit about the language at the beginning, saying that the official language is Czech. And since today's presentation is going to be all about castles and chateaus, I said I thought to myself we should teach you at least 2 words that you should know. Czech language is quite difficult. It is, according to the Foreign Service Institute, one of the most difficult languages to learn for English speakers. But I think these 2 particular words are not so hard to learn. So you can learn the word for castle, which is hrad, and a word for chateau, which is zámek. So we can start with this, and maybe we do a little bit of Czech language introduction every webinar now. But we are learning these castle and chateau words, hrad and zámek, because we will be talking quite a bit about those in our presentations. And also, Czech Republic has actually the highest density of castles in the world, given the size of the country. So I think those are really good to know. So once again, hrad, castle, and zámek, chateau. So this was a little bit of a Czech language lesson. And if you decide to go this year, which we certainly hope you will, I also wanted to bring up a few events that are taking place. So if you look at July through December, you see quite a few music festivals. So pay attention to those, because Czech Republic offers quite a lot of music festivals, concerts during the summer. And these are just some of the biggest ones. We also have a great international film festival in the spa town Karlovy Vary. In the fall, we have great wine festivals, so as well. And November, December, aim to visit the Christmas markets, which are just amazing. And last but not least, if you want to become a specialist in Central Europe, you're welcome to go through our program, which covers 4 countries: Czech Republic, Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary. And many of you have gone through the program and graduated. So thank you for that. We will be adding some new content. And you know that those of you who successfully graduated get invitations for fan trips and workshops, etc. So we encourage you to take this specialist program. And one last slide. Our office is quite small. Myself, Michaela, and my colleague Radka Křížek, whom I forgot to introduce at the beginning. So Radka, welcome to the webinar once again. This is our office. We handle the whole North America as good as we can. So please, if you have any questions, email us. You know where to find us and how to reach us. So this was very briefly some updates from the destination. And now I would like to invite Victoria to speak specifically about the region, which will be featured in today's webinar. So welcome, Victoria, and we're looking forward to hear more about the Vysocina region. Thank you.
So hello, everyone. Thank you, Michaela, for giving me the word. And I am very honored to present the Vysocina region to all of you. As was said before, Vysocina truly is in the very heart of the Czech Republic. And as such, it is very easily accessible from all the major Central European airports. It is within 2 hours of driving distance from Prague airport, and also within 2.5 hours from Vienna and Bratislava, which also have big international airports. So Vysocina is actually situated in the middle of the Czech Republic, and it is on the main highway that goes through the Czech Republic. So it's very easily accessible, and you can plan either a day trip, maybe from Prague, or you can definitely spend some more time in our region. And the Vysocina region has a lot to offer, since we do have many sites and many very interesting, exceptional places that you can visit. And in this presentation, I would like to give you maybe a little taste of how 5 days spent in the Vysocina region can look like. You can see where we will be moving. The capital of Vysocina region is Jihlava, and then we will move through Třebíč, Telč, small town Lipnice nad Sázavou, and Žďár nad Sázavou, which all have some interesting castles and chateaus, and all of that is surrounded by amazing nature. A lot of it is preserved as a nature preserve, so it is really a lot to look at. We would like you to start the first day in Třebíč, which is a unique place with 3 UNESCO heritage sites. One of those is a church. It's St. Procopius Basilica, as that a Christian place, which is in a very close proximity to Jewish old town and a cemetery. And actually, this cooperation and very close proximity of these 2 religions and cultures throughout the history is something that is truly unique, and you can experience both of these worlds in close proximity to Třebíč Castle, which is the 3rd of the UNESCO sites. Once you are in this beautiful old town or small city, you can experience, for example, unique kosher whiskey, which is brewed in Třebíč, and also a lot of other Jewish traditions and taste the food that is being made there. On the second day of your stay in Třebíč, you can, this is the picture from the Jewish cemetery. And on the second day, you can also have a look at the landscape that is surrounded, and you can actually take a beautiful boat ride on the Daleshice Dam. And you can end the second day in a chateau in a small town of Jaroměřice nad Rokytnou, which this chateau is actually nicknamed a Moravian Versailles for its amazing, beautiful French-style gardens where you can walk, relax, and enjoy a little bit of the romance of the chateau. On the third day, we can move a little bit further back in the history, and you can visit one of the largest Czech castles, which dates back to the beginning of the 14th century. And it is also, again, in a very small town, which is special not only for this massive, amazing architectural structure, but you can also experience some of the very true Czech cuisine in a very special restaurant that is specialized in the Czech specialties and also in very delicious Czech beer. When you are saturated with the history, the culinary, and the culture, you can actually take a little trip into the mystical part of our country, where in an old quarry, there are these amazing mystical statues made in the stone walls of the quarry. There are quite a few, and it's an amazing view that's valued not only by tourists, but also by movie makers, since this was a set for a lot of fairy tales and also movies that were filmed in this part. And the atmosphere is truly mystical and very amazing. On the fourth day, I would like to show you yet another angle of the historical part of our heritage. And this time, it is a town architecture. This is another of our UNESCO sites, and it's actually a very picturesque town square in Telč, which is very unique with this atmosphere, especially defined by a lot of tiny cafes that allow you to take in the moment, stop for a little bit maybe, and enjoy the very beautiful surroundings. And if walking is maybe tiring you a little bit, you can also experience the beautiful town of Telč and its surroundings with a romantic boat ride. And if you are not tired and you more of the let's say, adventurous type, we also can offer you some amazing hiking trips with one of the places that has the most romantic and amazing sunsets in between the walls of stone and on the actually one of the highest hills or mountains in the Vysocina region. As you are traveling through Vysocina, you definitely want to make a stop in Jihlava, which is situated very practically in the middle of the region, and there you can visit a house of Gustav Mahler, which is actually turned into a very modern museum, and you can experience and see the life of this amazing composer of the symphonical music. And we would like to stop our little trip or end our little trip with the last but not least of our UNESCO heritage sites. And this time it is a church of Saint John of Nepomuk, which is situated on a green hill near the town of Žďár nad Sázavou. It is very unique for its architect, is Jan Blažej Santini Eichel, who was thought to be a genius of the Baroque style, and he was highly interested in the mysticism and magic of his builds that are actually scattered all over the Czech Republic. They have the highest concentration in the Vysocina region, and this specific church is one of the most interesting and fascinating of those. Žďár nad Sázavou also has a beautiful castle, but my colleague will be talking more about that. And as you are in the Žďár nad Sázavou, you definitely want to visit the protected landscape area, which is very famous for its pure, beautiful nature and a lot of opportunities for cycling, hiking, or simply enjoying the beautiful nature, which, as I have mentioned a lot of times today, is very specific feature of the Vysocina region. It's very beautiful, it's very picturesque, and it is the landscape in its purest form, very romantic. However, it's not only the wild nature, you can also have a lot of amazing gourmet experiences of food that comes from the region, from the farms, right to your tables in many amazing restaurants. And actually, in Vysocina region, we have a lot of small breweries where almost every one of the small towns have their unique beer, which you definitely want to go and taste and try. And it is definitely an experience in and of itself. So I hope I have tickled your taste buds and that you will now feel happy to come and visit. And I'm very happy to give the word to my colleagues who will present the more practical parts of Vysocina, where you can stay, when you can live and experience these beautiful places.
Thank you very much, Victoria, for the introduction to the region. It was really very inspiring. And I have to say, I'm from Brno myself, and Vysocina was the place to go for me for almost every weekend. I loved it there. It's very picturesque, easily accessible, and plenty of things to see. Now we will play a short video which will show you the visuals of the region, and then we will follow up with the presentations by our partners who will talk about the 3 castles and chateaus that we will be introducing today. So please, can we play the video now? Well, so now you have seen a little bit of the region, but we will dig a little deeper and talk about some properties that your clients can visit, where they can stay, and when you can actually hold events. So we will start with the property called Žďár nad Sázavou Castle or Estate, and we will continue with another video. So you will have a better visual when the presentation starts. I will already introduce now Mr. Benoit Millard, who's the Chief Strategy Officer for the castle in Žďár nad Sázavou, who will take a word and start the presentation right after this video. Thank you.
Thank you. As the introduction, I'm at Zamek Žďár since 8 months now. I'm coming from Montreal. And, from you and United States and from me from Canada, Castle, it's not a world that we have on our country. And I'm here and I'm very, very impressed in 7 months to discover this world and discovering Vysocina. It's a particular area. It's, I will say, it's amazing part with nature, castle. For me, as Victoria was talking about, there is a lot of castle, and on my side, it's discovering, and I can imagine for people from United States, from Canada, discovering this world, the old world, but a new world for us. It's a beautiful experience. On my side, related about Zamek itself, it's a majestic site. Connected since I'm sorry, I will switch the slide. It's a majestic site related with the nature since 800 years. This part is linking since the historical part is linking with Cistercian Abbey, and as I will, it's since 800 history, but we are the center, the art of the Vysocina as a Victoria was saying, and from Žďár nad Sázavou, we are approximately 2 hours by train or by car to Vienna. The same thing for Bratislava, the border of the Poland. I will say you can do back and forth the same day from the Zamek Žďár, trying to other beautiful city or other country, but at the same time, I wish that would be back and forth in the same day. I will say the historical aspect of the castle is very impressive because this Cistercian Abbey since the 13th century is Europe's most preserved Cistercian Abbey with all its original building still on site, And this approach of the Cistercian was during 600 years approximately, I will say, and 1813, the family Kinsky, it's one of the most noble family and aristocracy family in Czech Republic, came the honors of the castle and more than 200 years. And from there, they was deciding to develop this aspect of the castle, link of the historical and the genius lottery from the Cistercian world. This family take more than, I think so, 6,000 hectares related with the castle, with 6,000 hectares with forest and lake. And since the Cistercian wall and their spirituality approach, and the day by day they was working with forest, they was working with water, fish. And since 800 years, the family Kensky continue the same thing with the forest, taking care about the environment, taking care related about fishing. The fish itself, the fish pond, we have fish pond at the castle. It's there since 800 years, never stop. And the family Kinsky, what is beautiful from I will say, from the century, taking a bridge between all centuries since 800 years. There was keeping all the spirits of genius loci related about the Cistercian world, but at the same time make the castle and the present life and the future life of the new generation means all they are developing since 200 years, and they are developing the way to be communicated with related with all the community to be I will say inclusive. And from now, if I'm talking about the genius loci from the Cistercian world, is transforming now on the cultural and artistic aspect. Marikinsky, she's a person developing a lot art in Czech Republic, specifically, and I will say, in contemporary dance. And we are building now a new space for 2025 that will be a hub, international hub for arts research and for residency for dance, music, science, architecture. And from there, that will be, I will say, it's a focus that linked with the many century to keep the world, to keep the life at the castle vibrant itself, related about the nature, because with all the forests, we are developing some package for cooperative even, I will say, related about the experience of the forest, related about the castle. Um, I'm sorry. It's really an immersive. I'm sorry because I was stopping on about the slideshow. It's a unique immersive interpretation center that we're developing related about. I will say again about the environment, about the nature, about the science, and related about the sorry. Okay, we're talking about Victoria was talking about Santini architect. The castle Zamexdar, it's one of the castle where Santini was developing a lot. The new construction inside, I will say, in the 18th century, there was many room. There are rebuilding by Santini itself, and it's a historical approach with the castle for the visitor liking architecture. It's a specific castle, very impressive for that. We have 5 years ago we built a new museum experience that it's related about the spirit side from historical aspect, inspiring out again with the Cistercian world, but we are doing immersion museum to make the experience from the past until to the present and related about the future. We are developing a lot, as I said, about the cultural event and the concert. We have more than 200 events a year, and we are developing at the castle the Correspondence Festival. It's the biggest contemporary dance festival in Czech Republic. We are doing many different concerts with different. We have a beautiful room with amazing acoustic, and we have more than 4 beautiful, huge courtyard that we're creating outdoor and indoor even. Wedding, wedding and corporative event. We have a specific and beautiful, amazing rooms, a very intimate space for wedding. I will say we are making an experience related about a wedding where we are doing very simple approach with the pure line of the architecture. It's the spirit and it's the soul to give to the wedding aspect. I will say an unforgettable experience. And about accommodation, we have more than 25 beds at the castle. We are developing in the next 5 years. We are developing. We want to develop a double of a bed of a room of the castle itself. We have different aspects in the castle. We are developing a contemporary approach on the kind of room itself, but at the same time, we have. We'll show you some. Let's Come a Dream. It's true about the Gothic approach. We have some room. It's related about the Gothic architecture, and we make another kind of experience for a bedroom. We have a gardener house. It's transforming and more and a Baroque approach for experience for the accommodation. And depending which kind of building we are using for accommodation, that will be another kind of experience related about architecture and intimate place. We have a baroque towers. It's amazing. We have some room at the tower itself, and it's really a Gothic approach. And I wish to have an amazing dream to be on this kind of architecture and site. In fact, for us, all the visitor, it's more a guest, and we want to make that the castle, that the guest itself, it's the center of the experience, and we can that imagine dream experience with us in the future, and that will be a wish for us. Make you welcome at the Zamek Star. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Benoit. It looks amazing. Really, I mean, there's so many castles and chateaus, and you can stay in many of those. So during this webinar, we are presenting 3 amazing properties in the Vysocina region. So you will get all the information in the follow-up email, specifics about bookings, etc. You will be able to get in touch with all the presenters and inquire specifically about renting, the venue for MICE events, etc. The next speaker will be talking also about another beautiful property, which is the Chateau Třešť, actually. And I have the pleasure of welcoming Eliška Rodová, who's the sales manager for Chateau Třešť, who will show you another beautiful property. So you will be left with actually 3 choices where to send your clients. The ideal way is to combine them all and have them feel like your royalty during a longer stay in the Vysocina region. But Eliška, this is your time now to present, so please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. Let me introduce our conference center of the Czech Academy of Science, Chateau Třešť. My name is Eliška Rodová, and I am a business manager here. So I'd like you to introduce our chateau. Firstly, I will talk about location. After that, I will tell you some basic information about history. After that, I will describe our hotel. And after that, I will tell you some tourist attractions nearby. So let's start. So the location, the Chateau Třešť is located in a region Vysocina and in a small town Třešť. This town is in the middle of between Jihlava and Telč. Jihlava is the capital city and Telč is a small town in UNESCO. From Prague, it's 133 kilometers. From Brno, Chateau Třešť is 104 kilometers. Yeah, and Jihlava and Telč I will already talk about. So let's move to the history. Since 1984, the Chateau Třešť is a property of the Czech Academy of Science. And since 1994, the chateau has been used as a conference center and hotel. In 2019, there were been a big reconstruction of interiors, and this reconstruction finished in 2022. So we are open this hotel on 10th of May 2022, and here you can see the difference between the restaurant. This is a restaurant, and on the left picture you can see restaurant in 2019, and the photo of restaurant now. So this reconstructions of interiors was very big, and we renovate a hotel in a modern style. And the main theme of the hotel is Franz Kafka. Maybe someone know more about Franz Kafka, and he was a German-speaking Bohemian novelist and short story writer based in Prague, but his uncle lived in Třešť, and Franz Kafka very often come to see his uncle in Třešť, and Franz Kafka spent a lot of times in Třešť, so that's why the main theme of the Chateau Třešť is Franz Kafka. Now I'd like to show you how our rooms look like. On the main building in the chateau, we've got one single room in superior, 15 double rooms superior, 12 double rooms deluxe, 2 family rooms deluxe, and 2 suites deluxe. The maximum capacity here is 73 beds. Also, we've got the second building, we call it Dependance, and there are economy rooms, and there is 8 single rooms economy and 17 double rooms economy. So there is maximum capacity 25 beds. There is also 2 lounges for 15 maximum of 15 person. On the main building, we've got also 2 conference hall. On these pictures, you can see the main conference hall, and there is a capacity up to 120 people. I'd like to present our restaurant. The head chef is Nikola Kytlerová, and he enjoyed the connection between Czech traditional cuisine and international cuisine. So I'd like you to invite you to our restaurant and taste this wonderful connection. We've got also a banquet hall. This banquet hall is for a bigger group than 30 person. The maximum capacity is 70 person, and we use this banquet hall for weddings, for concerts, for gala evenings, and the others. As I said on the beginning, we are a conference center, so many guests want to, after their conference, relax, and so that's why we offer wellness. In wellness, we have whirlpool, sauna, and steam room. Also, we offer massages, baths, and rituals. We cooperate with French cosmetics Talgo. If you prefer to stay outside and relax outside, we've got a 16 hectares park where you can do a lot of activities. In park is a forest mine train, geo trail. You can play petanque or there is a place for disc golf, and the park is very good for yoga. Now I'd like to tell you something more about the tourist attractions. As I said on the beginning, the city Jihlava, the capital city, is 70 kilometers far from Třešť, and there is the Zoo Jihlava, which is the most visited tourist attraction here in Vysocina region. And also I'd like to recommend to go to UNESCO town Telč. And between Třešť and Telč is a small castle, Houghton Castle, 8 kilometers away from Třešť, and it's called Roštěn, and it's very nice to see this Houghton Castle. So you can find our references or booking or Google. As I said on the beginning, we are open for 1 year and 1 month. So if you need any reference, you can find it here. Thank you for your attention, and I hope that I will see you on our shuttle.
Thank you very much, Eliška. So another great property, and I see that we have quite a few questions, so we'll just leave it to the end. I would like to introduce now the last presenter of the beautiful property called Chateau Herálec. So Karolina Kasparová will talk about their business and how they welcome their guests and how they work with the travel trade. And then at the end, we will get to your questions, which are very, very practical questions, since the audience is travel advisors and need to know how to book and how to get there. So let's hear all the presentations, and then we will get to your questions. So Karolina, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Michaela, for introducing me. As Michaela mentioned, my name is Karolina Kasparova. I'm the marketing manager at Chateau Herálec, but also the owner. We run it as a family business with my parents and also my siblings. It is our first hotel property, but not our last. We're planning to expand in the future. So, let me just kind of explain what Herales is. So it's a 5-star boutique hotel in the heart of Vysocina. It's the beautiful region that my colleague introduced to you, so I'm not going to go into full much detail about it. But it is situated basically in the heart of Czech Republic. We're roughly 30 minutes away from Jihlava, so it's the capital for Vysocina. And Chateau Hanel is less than an hour away from Prague and also from Brno, and then 1 hour and a half from Bratislava and 2 hours away from Vienna, which are like the main kind of touch points for travelers coming in. Of course, if the highway permits it, then that's the recommended time that you are supposed to come there. The walls of Chateau Heras date back to the 13th century, where throughout the years it has been the home for nobility, a textile school, and also a special education boarding school. And in 2004, we bought it as a family during an auction where it was in a very devastated state and the state did not know what to do with it. So the thought of the hotel was born in 2009 when we started the renovation process and opened our doors to our guests in September 2011. So throughout the 12 years we have been open, we managed to become one of the top 15 castle hotels in the world, according to CNN Travel, number one top luxury hotel in Czech Republic 1 year, and where we were also featured multiple times in National Geographic Traveler. So a little bit about our rooms. Our rooms are one of our gems and something we paid close attention to for our guests, so they can indulge in basically unparalleled luxury and comfort, and due to size and breathtaking gallery concept. We offer over 19 rooms, which span from 5 categories: standard double room, luxury double room, the grand luxury suite, and then the presidential suite and the king suite. The maximum capacity with our extra beds, we can fit up to 15 packs. Except the spacious room, you can experience also our amazing bathrooms, like in our presidential suite, which is situated in the tower, which you can actually see on the picture, and also dive into our large pillow menu, which will make your sleeping habits more available to you on your travels. If you're looking for a space to relax, definitely take advantage of our first spa by L'Occitane, where you can indulge in of treatments specially made by L'Occitane. We partnered with L'Occitane since we love this brand, and we're very glad about this partnership, that this worked out, and they picked us as the first L'Occitane spa in Czech Republic. One of their massages is definitely something that you need to experience while visiting us, or if you do not want to book spa treatment, you can relax in one of our pool under the arches, and one of our funnels, such as the or or relax in one of our relaxing rooms, or book our jacuzzi in the tower of the castle. You are for an active route of relaxation, then experience our gym. So a little bit about the amenities or event spaces. Not only does the castle offer amazing rooms and wellness, but where you can relax, but also numerous spacious public areas which are at the disposal of your clients, or also free spaces that you can book for a particular event. We do a lot of business events, also team buildings, and occasionally weddings that are done through a small format or exclusivity, where the clients book the whole hotel so it does not collide with the daily running of the hotel or other clients. The hotel is surrounded by 5 acres of an English park, which some trees date back to 300 years old. And if you love a little bit of history, you can also look at our original frescoes that we that we revitalized, which you can find in our chapel by St. Anne, which is situated on the top floor of the hotel. If any of your clients are wine enthusiasts, then you should definitely not miss our wine cellar, which holds one of the biggest Bordeaux collections in the Czech Republic. And since we mentioned wine, we cannot definitely miss our last gem of our hotel, which is our farm to table restaurant, which also has access to our courtyard, which you can overlook the park. Where during the summer or during the spring or summer, you can sit outside and enjoy the sunshine and listen to the birds singing, or in the evening grill your own sausages or on your own fireplace, which is also available to our guests during the colder months. Our farm to table restaurant, through our head chef and his team, only work with locally sourced ingredients that are available during the seasons, and it's definitely a culinary experience. If you love food, you should try our degustation menu, which can be paired also with one of our wines. Then to a little bit about the activities and attractions, which my colleagues already touched up on quite a lot of this locations. So I'm not going to go into full details about it, but you can book with us one of these experiences, like visiting the Jewish monuments and the beach, or book one of our Gourmand Delight packages, or go down the active wellness package, such as booking our bikes, which are free of rental. So even electric or just normal road bikes. And also you can rent one of our convertibles, which is free of rental for the rent, but you just pay 25 Czech crowns for the kilometers. Or visit visit the Bernard Brewery, which is only 15 minutes away from our hotels in the village Humpolec, where you can learn from this family brewery how they make their beer, and where you can also taste it. If you love golf, then definitely visit Telč, which the golf resort in Telč. And if you want to stay in the area and not move around too much, but still stay a little bit active, then we can lend you our Nordic walking sticks, where you can experience the highlands yourself by foot. To a little bit close it off, the presentation. So if you want to contact us, then feel free to you also get a little bit of booklet through Michaela, some more information about our hotel, but our contact details is basically you can contact us at reception@chateauhenaus.com, or our event and sales manager, Lucia Pitlikova. And right now, we're just going to show you a little bit of video to kind of explain, to show you a little bit more how it looks from the outside perspective.
Well, beautiful. Thank you, Carolina, for the presentation. I think we are all now just ready to go and experience all these wonderful properties. And I just want to stress the fact that, people, when they think about the Czech Republic, of course, Prague comes up on the top of their list. But I mentioned that the country is quite small, so have your clients stay a little bit longer and explore these beautiful regions. As we mentioned before, Vysocina is, very close to Austria. It's close to Prague. So when they traveling maybe in Central Europe, have them stop in some of these smaller regions and visit some of these beautiful properties. It will not definitely break their banks. It's very good value for the money. and they will have a unique and amazing experience. I think we have a little bit of time. So as it was mentioned before, we will send out a follow-up email with all the contacts and links to the videos and handouts. But there were quite a few questions that repeated in the chat. And one of them was transportation between these properties. So the question is, how do people get around Vysocina? Is it recommended to have a car? Do you offer maybe transportation from the major airports to your properties? So this is a question for the individual properties. I don't know who want to start. Carolina, I think, is unmuted. So Carolina, if you can just explain a little bit of
Okay.
accessibility.
Well, I can answer first. We offer transportation from Prague, also Vienna, but it also depends on the type of client that you are, their own cars, but
Yeah, and I think your internet is a little sketchy. It's glitching. So we heard that you offer transportation from Prague and Vienna. I didn't hear the rest. I don't know how about my other colleagues. But basically, transportation can be arranged for pickups, correct? And I think for details, reach out directly to the property. Anyone else wants to touch upon it? Maybe Benoit, how do you have any kind of, because these are travel advisors who really look for practical information as well.
Yeah.
So if they're going to have the clients stay,
Yeah.
they need to give them all the practical information.
In fact, for Zamek Stars and Natsazavu, we don't propose from Prague for transportation, but in fact there is a train. There is a lot of train. There is 2 train by hours from I will say 6 in the morning until to 8 in the evening, and we are 5 minutes from the train station at Star. And from there, we can make transportation from the train station from Star. But I will say, in fact, the landscape is so beautiful by train rather than to drive by themselves. When you're driving, you have not the time to see the landscape the way you want. But the train is so hazy. The same thing for Vienna. It's 2 hours by train. It's easy, and this way, I suggest to traveling by train. That's beautiful. In the same time, we can bring people from the train station to the Zamek back and forth. There is no problem about that.
Great. And Třešť, I think it's similar, correct?
Yeah, it's similar, and we have a minibus for seven guests. So that's the difference. But the train connection and bus connection is very good. We've got a train station in Třešť and also a bus station, so it's easy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the American, I mean, I'm going to speak about the US clientele. I know the US clientele, if they go to a castle, they request the whole experience sort of. So I don't see them busing basically from Prague to Žďár, but train is a good idea. If you have it arranged, they know exactly which train to take. And then if they have transportation from the train station to the castle, I think it's definitely doable. And as Benoit mentioned, you see the great countryside as well. Another question here was, how do you work with travel advisors in general? So do you have special rates for travel trade? We're not going to be talking prices here now, but I guess you have all sales departments that handle this kind of requests, correct? Yeah.
I can comment on from our side. Yes, we do have special rates for travel agents or tour operators. So it depending on how many rooms they need, but yeah, we do have special rates.
I think the same goes for Žďár and for Třešť. Maybe one last question before we conclude. If we can just repeat how many rooms are in each property, just because I think we gave a lot of information, and just to sort of go back and just put the number out there so that they know if it's more for FIT, so they can bring a smaller group, or if you're also set up for larger conferences and MICE events.
I can talk for Jdar. In fact, we have 25 beds at this moment and 12 rooms subdivided, and we have two apartments that can be for family, and we have some kind single room, double room. As I said, that maximum that what we have at this moment is 12 room and 25 bed. Concerning about the, I will say, for the wedding or for cooperative event, wedding we can have until to the, I will say, 300 guests for dinner. Possibility to make a beautiful wedding or cooperative event. In the courtyard, we have four different courtyard, different ambience, intimate, large ambience in the courtyard. We have different beautiful rooms for proposing for dinner, different atmosphere, different architecture. But what is interesting for people to know, it's we can have for 25% until to 30% for dinner itself.
Thank you. Maybe Eliška, can you, how many rooms there are in the Třešť Chateau?
Yeah, so there is 53 rooms, and the maximum capacity is 115 beds. And I mean, it's on the main building, on the chateau, and also on the dependance. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, and you present yourself as a conference hotel, so you do conferences and corporate events and all that. Okay, great. And Carolina, yeah.
Altogether, right now we have 19 rooms, so our maximum capacity with extra beds is up to 50 people.
Okay, great. So I think those were sort of the most asked around questions in the chat box. And I believe we're approaching the mark of 60 minutes. So we have shared as much information as we could. But as I mentioned before, you will get the recording and you will get all the contacts. So feel free to get in touch with each of the properties directly. And at this point, then I would like to thank you all for your interest in the Czech Republic, for being loyal Czech webinar attendees. We're very happy about it, and I would like to thank our presenters for their wonderful efforts and wonderful work they're doing on behalf of the destination in attracting the clients. And we hope that this will bring you some more clients from not only North America, but all over the world. So thank you very much. Wishing everyone a great summer, because we will come back in September with our webinars. So if you don't have plans yet, you know where to go now. Visit the Czech Republic, and we're here to help with any questions you might have about the destination itself. So thank you again. Enjoy your summer, and happy travels wherever the flights take you. Thank you.